was working under Dr. Laborca in the NASA YSP under Gene Lab for furthering open science with science communication. I did a bunch of projects, including collecting the visuals needed for a hyperwall video, for contributing to a new success story format from an article based to a podcast. I mined the entire Gene Lab website to provide content for the Open Science newsletter. I drafted social media posts using Twitter and LinkedIn. I contributed to the slide deck where I animated countries that use Gene Lab and also organized a virtual and interactive office event with high school students. So for those of you who are not familiar with what a hyperwall video is that if you see multiple screens put together into one big screen playing the same video, and that is a hyperwall video. So there were some updates that needed to be made since there were updates into Gene Lab's website itself. For example, new data that have been updated into the repository, or for example, here you can see a really cool network plot to make things a little bit more appealing visually. So I collected a lot of these visuals needed for that video in a whole video. Next is a success story where instead of a article-based format, so for those of you who are not familiar, also for success stories are researchers who have worked with Gene Lab data and have furthered their career because of it. And instead of doing an article base, I converted it to a more video base to make it a little bit more interactive and more appealing. And then for social media, I drafted Twitter and LinkedIn posts. For the newsletter, as I mentioned, I mined the entire website, collected all of the new data that has been published, and then put it all together into the Open Science newsletter, but also any sort of event that has happened in Gene Lab. It was all collected and published here. And then for Meet the Expert, so as you can see right here, this is a virtual event, and we had high school students here, a couple panelists, and also a networking social that was followed right after. To just ask questions about these panelists' career. And I designed this space that's been used for them to ask their questions. That's pretty much what I did for my internship. Thank you.